Go,
Kirby.
go make this girl. Go piss, girl.
Hello, everybody. I'm back. What is up? How is chat doing? Chat, how are you? Chat, I feel like we don't talk anymore. It's so sad. We never just talk. How's chat? Back to talk about penis. No, we're not gonna talk about penis. Never talk about penis on this stream. I wish it was rainy here. I'm getting snow lately and it sucks and it's bad. That's what I get for living in Canada though. Oh yeah, Kogi, did you get swag presents for your birthday? Swag present, mommy bought it. You're not allowed, no one's allowed to have snow. So Seki's book was interesting. I should read it. Just so I have context for who this bitch is. I want to play Warframe. I got really into Warframe over the over the time I haven't streamed. That game's good. I like that game. Don't know if I mentioned it, but when we went out for lunch, the folks at the restaurant gave me a free birthday cheesecake. Whoa! I love a cheesecake. What kind of cheesecake was it? Was it just a default cheesecake? Lila, that's a good image. I just saw that. Lila posted the, I don't know, that's scary. I'm assuming in reference to the judge. What kind of cheesecake was it, Cookie? Give me the deets. I need to know. It was a fruit cheesecake. I don't know what the fruit is called in English. What's the fruit called in Spanish? It's called maracuya in Spanish. Never heard of that. That's new to me. I will look it up. What is... Hold on. I don't want to open Firefox right now. Oh, I know what I can do. Hold on. I know exactly what I can do. This is gonna be stupid. Hold on. Add... browser...
It's passion fruit.
It's passion fruit?
It's passion fruit.
Hold on. We're going to Google. Why is Google doing that? Maracuya. Oh wow. They made you able to scroll in the OBS browser. That's fucked up. Wait, no, it stopped.
Hello.
Hello. That is passion fruit, yeah. I was able to scroll, and then it stopped allowing me to scroll. That's ridiculous.
That's so odd.
What the fuck? I can't even do arrow. Oh, well, that zoomed in. Anyway. Passion fruit. Passion fruit's good. That's yummy. Anyway. Are y'all ready to talk about penis wrongs and some more?
Yes.
Okay.
Penis what?
Penis wrongs.
Penis wrong.
Penis wrongs.
Women's wrong.
Okay, so this is not new, but I'm going to reread it because we took a break. Pulling a blade from a wound without thinking could cause heavy bleeding. Let's base knowledge of any medical research assistant with an ounce of sense ought to know. Well, Ray doesn't seem like she has much sense. We're going to have to press him.
I think I need to stop sharing weed with him. He's coughing.
Yeah, yeah.
No, Sanaga, don't hold it in.
You're holding it too long. Please.
No, it's not. Holding it there doesn't do anything.
Stop drinking the bong water.
Oh. Sorry, that image is in my head. And I'm like, no. It's so vivid. In that case, there's an obvious explanation here. Which is... Clearly, the defendant Rei Mamami-san does not possess
Yeah,
an
look
ounce of
at
sense.
Yeah, that's exactly what I said. I'm so smart.
What do you think about that, Professor?
Oh,
Luka
god
Étoile?
damn it. I'm not sure that you should be labeling your best friend as lacking in common sense.
Well, I thought it would be better than labeling her as a murderer.
Fair. I don't know, young people today. If that's friendship, I don't understand it.
You have no friends.
It's true.
Careful, Council. The lack of common sense can be a very dangerous thing.
All right.
Oh dear, that recoiled on me rather badly.
That's life, I'm afraid. Shit happens. A lesson everyone must learn.
Hopefully you can see now that this is really basic medical knowledge. Being involved in medical research, Membami-san would certainly have been aware of it.
Right.
Let's. Oh no, that's you.
What?
Sorry, I don't know why I thought that was Soseki.
Oh.
Whatever the motive, it just isn't in Membami-san's nature to do something so awful. But she had both motive and opportunity. It's very hard to argue against. But you don't know the defendant.
Yeah. And you, Counsel, do not appear to know the law.
Yes, evidence is the only way to convince the court of your argument, not feelings.
Facts, not feelings.
Facts don't care about your feelings.
With this fledgling to defend her, I would almost say I pity the accused.
So do I.
So do I. God damn.
Inspector, you will reiterate your point about the defendant's motive, please.
Okay.
Ah, yes. Miss Brett was in many ways the sworn enemy of Membami-san.
See, that is hard to say.
Mumbo-san.
A lot of M's. Mumbo jumbo.
Well, yes, that's true. Dr. Wilson recognized Membami-san's talent and offered her the position of assistant despite her being a
Whoa.
woman, am I right?
They'll always be shopping.
All I do is is eat hot chip and lie. She was extremely grateful to him.
I don't think they know what hot chip is yet.
They don't know what hot chip is. She would die if she had hot
She
chip.
would instantly die.
Yes, the Englishman appears to have been a very broad-minded individual.
Dr. Wilson had no time for outdated traditions. He met with opposition, of course, but he believed firmly in Membami-san's abilities.
Clearly, the defendant was in the man's debt, which only serves to prove my point. This is hopeless. I can't find a single crack in this testimony anywhere. If Ray knew that withdrawing the knife from the wound would threaten Miss Brett's life further, I just can't think of any way to explain why she did it.
Susato, it's at times like these when it's especially important to remember the fundamentals.
The fundamentals?
Evidence is what counts in the courtroom, isn't it?
Of course, but I've been through the court record dozens of times already.
I think perhaps you're forgetting something, though. You needn't take the evidence at face value. You can and must examine it in greater detail, too.
Oh!
I realize this is your...
magnifying glass.
Yeah, she has a... Oh, that'd be... I want to see an image of Susato, like, looking at something through a magnifying glass, really interested. That'd be good. I realize this is your first time playing the role of lawyer in the courtroom. It's not, but thank you. So if you need reminding of the rudiments, you need only ask. I'll do my very best to help.
Examine the evidence in the court record? It's an idea, certainly. What should I do?
I know what to do.
Come to think of it, Kazuma-sama and Naruhodo-san were always turning evidence over and over in their hands.
Rotating it in
and
their minds.
Too. Yeah. Yes, I need to examine things in greater detail with A.
With the A button.
With A.
With A. Ah, by the look in your eyes, I see it's coming back to you. Go through the court record again and have a thorough look at everything. You may just find a clue.
Yes, I'll do it straight away.
It may have a blue paw print on it.
Woo.
Okay, let's look at our shit. Can we look at the... Can we actually inspect the pen? We... Oh!
Rotate. There's some sort of emblem here.
That's a really good portrait. Man, I wish this game still did portraits like this.
So
Yeah.
But it isn't a Yume University one.
It must belong to some other organization, I suppose. A business of some kind. But that would seem to imply that the pen doesn't, in fact, belong to Ray. Okay, is there anything else to look at? Can we open the pen?
This pen. If we take off the pen's lid,
What's
it is indeed a pen.
she...
Now let's unscrew the barrel, shall we?
Take it all apart!
Me in class when I'm bored.
Yeah, me too! Wait, that's nothing. Okay. What do you mean nothing appears to be out of the ordinary? It's empty!
This must be the little reservoir that holds the ink.
Yes, you fill it by drawing ink from a bottle up through the nib. Oh.
Is something wrong, Father?
Just that there doesn't actually appear to be any ink in there, that's all.
Oh yes, you're right. It's pretty much empty. Well, it could be on the verge of running out, I suppose. We've learned so much about this pen.
I didn't know how fountain pens worked, and now I do. Is that everything? Well...
The RM initials are very clearly engraved here.
And the fact that Miss Brett was clinging to this pen in her dying moments is very clearly a message, too.
To identify her killer, you mean?
I don't think there can be any doubt that this is a key piece of evidence in this case. Okay, that should be it. But I don't think that's relevant to the current testimony. Yeah, so that's not really relevant. The newspaper... Oh. Cow.
Ow.
Raucous?
Yeah.
Raucous England fraternities tell all. This is the interview with you and Saseki-san, isn't it, Father?
Karate chop!
Dab, 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 dab. It looks as though it was quite an exchange.
Yes, he became a little over-animated when he was talking about his time in England. The photographer managed to capture the moment his hand karate chopped me on the neck.
Oh my god.
He actually did! Just right in the Adam's apple.
I do hope you weren't hurt.
I'm a big strong man, Susanoo. Thank you very much.
It hurts so much he's being very strong about it. This is the newspaper from Saseki-san. There seems to be an important article on the back page as well. Exclusive. Deadly poison stolen from Yume Medical Research Laboratory.
That's weird.
Crazy.
That's weird. I'm sure it won't be relevant.
From Yume's Medical Research... Father, isn't that your lab?
What the? Let me see that. The poison's been stolen?
You've been burgled! It's this morning's paper that Saseki-san gave us. Are you saying you didn't know?
As embarrassing as that is for the head of the laboratory, I didn't. I have not heard any such thing. Where on earth could the reporter have gleaned this information?
Come to think of it, there was no article mentioning this story in our paper this morning, was there?
It's a highly toxic poison we've been working on in the strictest confidence. I'd put Ray in charge of the project.
Ray? She was managing it?
If what's written here is true, it means that she tried to hide the theft from me. And moreover, the details were leaked somehow.
I don't believe it.
We need to read this article very carefully. Okay. Following a lecture at Yume by Soseki Natsume on 11th August, it's come to light that a very disturbing incident took place. A deadly poison being secretly developed in the university's forensic science laboratory was stolen. Even the smallest amount entering the body, either via the mouth or via a wound from a poison-laced blade, would prove fatal in minutes. Current methods cannot detect the newly developed chemical. The university would have to be consulted. Onset of symptoms occurs in minutes, starting with impaired breathing and ending with acute contraction of the pupils prior to death. Huh, that's weird. Such symptoms would be suggestive of this toxin. It's apparently an entirely new synthesis of alkaloids and rumored to have been commissioned by the military. If I look at things here, no, there's no way to, like, actually inspect it. It's footprints. Wine. Masks. Pen. Swan's dead.
Swan's dead. Dead swan.
Dead swan. Normal. She having a Coca-Cola?
It's like an ice bucket for the wine, I think.
Well, that one is. What's this? This looks like a little drink you get from McDonald's. She's getting McDonald's. Okay.
20th century. No.
That's definitely, this is definitely not it. But I mean, we have the information about the poison, and we have the autopsy report. That's like, hey, her pupils were constricted. Neither of which are particularly relevant at this exact moment.
I'm sure that has nothing to do.
No,
with
that's not... Why would she have taken the knife out? With the poison. Believed to be due to trauma to the victim's lung from a knife blade. And of course, they wouldn't know it was poison because the only people who can determine that are the university. Can I just... This has to be it. But I don't know where I would apply it. Probably this one?
What are the other ones? Yeah, it could be that one.
This one. Yeah. Here's a good reason. Maybe he had poison. Music stopped.
Yeah.
That's a good sign.
You love
No,
it when the
you
music
did it.
drops out.
I love
No.
it.
No, there is one possibility. One very good reason why the defendant might have decided to withdraw the knife from the victim's wound. What?
Ha! The yokel not only has a poor grasp of the law, but is also a poor loser. Tell us then, what possibility do you think you've identified?
It's here. In this newspaper article. An article about a deadly poison having been stolen from a laboratory at the Imperial Yume University. Or unit.
Unit.
Oh.
The victim perished from a stab wound. Poison has no relevance in this case.
What?
Prosecutor Ouchie, you will let the defense speak.
But a newspaper article. The court cannot rely on the kind of hearsay those wretched publications carry.
Fucking journalist.
Counsel for the defense.
It's fake news, Your Honor.
I'm going to need some tangible basis for your claim. You will indicate to the court precisely what part of the newspaper article mentioned affirms your assertion.
Your Excellency.
Yes, of course. Thank you. Ray would never have done something to further endanger Miss Brett's life without just cause. The reason why the defendant pulled the knife from the victim's body is displayed in the article where it says,
Poison stolen from laboratory. Yeah.
It
was the top one.
Yeah.
the poison was apparently stolen from a medical research laboratory at Yume University.
Yes, it would seem so. Calling the department's security practices into question.
The very department of the professor is standing so nonchalantly opposite me, I believe.
Oh.
Ryutaro.
Oh, yes, Father?
Was there some reason you felt it necessary to highlight the fact that the theft occurred in my department? Well, yeah.
How can I explain it? It was the first detail I cast my eye over, I suppose.
I suggest you read the article again, carefully.
I'm so sorry. Oh dear, Father's fuming. Dad's pissed.
Oh, wait, is that not right?
There was another one. I think it was that one. Because it was about the article. It was about the poison and how
Oh!
deadly it is.
There's different articles here.
Yeah.
I see.
Of course, the poison's death.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course it is. That's the point.
The article reveals the following property about the poison in question. When the toxin enters the body on a knife laced with the poison, it's rapidly absorbed and causes death in minutes. Are you suggesting if the knife used to attack Miss Brett was laced with this very poison, it would explain why the defendant, Membami-san, would have withdrawn the blade as soon as possible? Yes, the truth is, it was an attempt to stop the poison from entering the victim's body. What?
Wait, so who's the
My little
culprit
swim
here?
trunks can't believe it.
This is complete and utter nonsense!
Not at all. The defendant withdrew the knife blade from the victim's body not to accelerate the woman's demise, but to save her life, and the prosecution cannot deny the possibility.
Have you not read the post-mortem report? The cause of death was hemorrhage. The word poison appears nowhere in the document.
Well, that's because by acting quickly to remove the blade, the defendant prevented the poison from taking hold.
That's not why. Oh, please, this is clearly desperation. The weasel's last breaking of wind.
Ew.
Poison has nothing whatsoever to do with this case, as I believe the defense is well aware. We have no proof that the information in this wretched newspaper article is at all reliable anyway.
In that situation, what the student should have done is wait for medical assistance to arrive. But instead, you claim she suspected poisoning and took the potentially lethal decision to remove the blade. She must have had a strong reason for her suspicions then, or the argument makes no sense. I love when he does that.
Yeah, that's a good pose. I was thinking that too. Exactly. Well put, Inspector. On what grounds did she do it, yokel?
Why did Ray suspect the stolen poison was involved? If you want grounds, I'll give you grounds.
Yeah!
Those coffee grounds in your face. What?
What?
Oh, my eyes.
You can't possibly.
From your expression, Counsel, it appears those are not empty words. But naturally, as you stand in this courtroom as a lawyer, you must be aware that words alone, empty or not, are of no value in our modern justice system. The court demands evidence.
Yes, Your Excellency. I'm well aware of that.
Wait, hold on. I just realized something.
Mansplaining.
Yes?
I'm playing an Ace Attorney game where I'm voicing neither of the defense attorneys.
I know. It's
That's
wild,
fucked
though.
up. I just realized that.
Well, you're voicing Rinosuke.
No, no, you aren't you?
No, I voiced Van Zeeks and Kazuma.
Yeah, you're.
Wait.
Luka
Oh.
Étoile.
Okay.
You're the main character.
Wait, I thought we had planned on doing you as the defense attorney and me as the prosecution and as a flip.
We were gonna do that, and then you saw Van Zeeks, and we were like, no, you gotta do the accent.
Yeah,
for
you
it.
know what? Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, that makes sense.
I've seen it many times from my place at his side in the Old Bailey.
In that case, counsel, you will present the proof to the court now. What evidence demonstrates a clear link between this case and the poison in the newspaper article?
I would ask the court to refer to the notes section of the post-mortem report, which reads, Extreme meiosis, pupil constriction, was observed in the victim. Oh. Clearly, being a yokel with no knowledge of forensic science, I have no idea, so please do tell me. Presumably, the fact that this condition of the victim was noted in the post-mortem report means that it's an unusual symptom of death. People don't
Well,
usually do this, right?
yeah, this ain't normal.
Under normal circumstances, the pupils dilate when someone dies. If there was extreme constriction instead, that's most certainly unusual, yes. It is unusual.
What are you doing, you yokel detective? I'm doing a turnabout, bitch.
Busting this case open. I'm doing my job.
Fuck
In the
you.
newspaper article, there's the following information about the stolen poison. Onset of symptoms occur in minutes. Onset of symptoms occurs in minutes, ending with acute constriction of the pupils prior to death.
What?
If the defendant, upon seeing the victim stabbed in the back, happened to notice that the pupils of Miss Brett's eyes had constricted severely.
Yes, as a medical research assistant, she would have suspected poison immediately, without doubt.
Prosecutor Ouchie, I think you'll agree. This is very compelling evidence.
You yokel student and yokel professor.
Hey, he works at the university.
Hey, yeah, he works in the
You
Capitol,
need to watch
bitch.
your mouth.
I believe the defense has expertly demonstrated a credible reason for the defendant's actions.
No,
No.
no.
Yujin Mikotoba.
Yes, Your Excellency.
I believe you are best placed here to confirm or deny the veracity of the defense counsel's argument. You will tell the court the truth about the details reported in this newspaper, please.
About that. It pains me to have to admit it. But I'm afraid I don't know.
You don't know?
The toxin was kept under lock and key in my laboratory, certainly, but I was unaware of any theft.
Do you mean to tell the court that the reports of this theft are unfounded?
No, Your Excellency. Without returning to the laboratory to investigate myself, I couldn't say.
Ha! Listen to the bumbling academic. Unaware of the theft of secret state research from his own workplace until he reads of it in the newspaper. Like all of the game developers that have been laid off over the last year, learning they've been fired on Twitter. Yeah.
I take full responsibility for the incompetence of my supervision.
Father.
A pitiful situation for a university professor. You should have more control over your students, rather than allowing them off on killing sprees.
That's totally unfounded.
Hello? Who dat? She's back.
She's here.
None of this is Professor Mikotoba's fault. It's all my fault.
Ray.
And Bobby-san, you stand accused here. Outbursts like this will not be tolerated.
But it was me. I was the one who noticed that the poison we were developing had been stolen that day.
What?
So you knew.
You knew?
I'd been placed in charge of overseeing the project. It was the day that the professor and Soseki-san were interviewed together for the newspaper. That's when I noticed that some of the poison was missing. Just a tiny amount it was.
Why didn't you let me know immediately?
I was scared. The whole project was supposed to be confidential, but some of the toxin had somehow been taken. So I decided I'd try to get it back before anyone else found out. Because I had a very good idea of who the thief was.
The thief. You don't mean...
Yes, of course. It was that dainty white woman.
Mr. Zale Brett?
That's why I decided to join the little group of people going to the seaside. Inside the beach hut, I confronted Miss Brett. But she just sat on a stool at the back of the hut, smiling sweetly at me as if she knew she was untouchable. Well, she did know that. Yeah, she did know that. I know it was you who stole the poison.
Well now, whatever do you mean?
And then she suddenly got to her feet before falling to her knees in front of me and then collapsing on the floor. She already had the knife in her somehow. That's when I saw the knife in her back. I couldn't understand what had just happened. And then, a moment later, I was seized with fear. The pupils of her eyes they'd shrunk to tiny pinpoints.
I don't believe it.
In other words, you realized the victim was suffering the effects of the stolen poison.
My mind started racing. I hadn't seen anything past Miss Brett's lips whilst I'd been with her, which left only one possible way for the poison to have entered her body.
On the blade of the knife in her back.
And that train of thought was what spurred you to withdraw the blade.
Yes, if the amount that had entered her bloodstream was small enough, she might still have a chance. That's what I hoped. Really, I'm so sorry for staying silent all this time.
Your attempt to hide the truth of what happened is not something that can be overlooked. However, I have duly noted the courage with which you've confessed in the
Aw,
end.
that's nice. Thank you, Your Excellency. I keep thinking, the way that, like, shook there, I thought she hit her head on, like, the little railing there.
Oh,
She does it so fast.
Yeah.
It's barely perceptible, but I do think the balance has shifted a little here. In this courtroom now.
Oh, no. Your Excellency, do not be deceived. The victim just collapsed before your eyes, you say. Well, Membami-san, if that is the case, perhaps you can explain how Miss Brett came to be stabbed. Well, you have no answer because the simple truth is that you stabbed the victim motivated by revenge.
But you have no conclusive evidence to prove that assertion, do you?
Oh, I have evidence, and it is very much conclusive.
What's the prosecution counsel up to? It was brief, but he hesitated for a moment there. I'm almost sure of it.
you will produce the aforementioned evidence at once, Prosecutor Ouchi.
Perhaps some praise is due, young yokel student.
What?
I had imagined there would be no need for me to submit this evidence. But you've brought this on yourself. How the fuck did you get that? Well,
Could a more damning shot exist? The cruelty and...
that's
Oh.
definitely not
This is like
Susato.
the
Yeah,
gallery.
that must be. Well, would there be a gallery? This one's not super secret, I guess.
Yeah, and even if it was, it would still have the military
That's
council
oh,
around.
yeah, that's true. This evidence, more than any other, reveals the true extent of the accused's murderous nature. For it shows the precise moment that Membami-san plunged her dagger into the victim's back. No, that's not true. No.
I don't believe it. Ah!
She's not screaming because of that. She's screaming because she just got attacked by a ghost.
Order, order, order.
I got shoved into the wall.
Yeah.
Counsel of the defense. Was it you who was responsible for that shrill scream that just pierced my courtroom?
Perhaps his voice has yet to break. These yokels are slow of mind and slow to mature. I am really kind of racist.
I'll show you who's slow to mature, bitch.
Careful now. Susato is starting to show her face here.
It is often said that a picture is worth 1,000 words, and here we have ample proof.
Who took this photo?
2 words, she dead.
The court will accept this extremely cogent photographic print as evidence.
My friend. Who took the photo? Why has that person not been called as a witness?
Can't believe he's had a photograph like this up his sleeve the entire time. It's such a stark image. I'm genuinely lost for words.
Wait a minute. I don't understand. How did you... I mean, who took that photograph? Thank you.
Look at this graph. Hey,
That's of no importance here. Stop trying to divert attention. No, this is of the utmost importance, my man. Oh.
that's an absurd thing to say. It's crucially important. Whoever took this photographic print was a witness to Miss Brett's death. The court must be allowed to hear this person's testimony.
Ah!
Oh!
I will uphold the defense's demand. The prosecution will reveal the identity of the person responsible for taking this photograph at once.
Well, I'm afraid I can't do that.
Pardon?
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 You see, this print arrived at the Imperial Police Bureau headquarters by express post yesterday. But there was nothing to indicate the sender's name or address. The provenance of the print is unknown. That's really suspicious.
Goodness.
Are we to understand then, counsel, that in full knowledge of the fact that this photograph has the murkiest of origins, you nevertheless believe it fit for submission as evidence in the Supreme Court?
When you first produced that print before, I noticed that you hesitated for a brief moment. Because you knew that it wasn't completely reliable evidence, didn't you?
Silence, you yokel student and blabbering professor! What matters is the blatant truth that this print so eloquently expresses.
But the defendant has already admitted to pulling the blade from the wound. Clearly this isn't the moment that the knife was plunged into the victim's back, but...
The moment it was withdrawn? Don't waste this court's time with your ramblings.
Indeed, without knowledge of who produced this print, we have no means of verifying the claim.
It's AI.
Deep fake.
Oh.
And the scene it captures is without doubt the most compelling evidence presented to the court. If the defense is unable to shed any further light on the matter, I believe the conclusion is clear.
No, what are you talking about?
No! Oh no.
Oh no. Susato, this is the time for you to fight. If what you've established so far is true, then there can be no doubt. This photograph shows the moment that Ray withdrew the blade from the victim.
Yes, we just need to prove that somehow. I'm trying to discern if she has, like, a bit of a butt. It's kind of square.
You'll have plenty of time to rue your defeat on the slow train back to the provinces. Was this added to the court? It was. Why is the murder weapon not in evidence? Like, that's weird, right?
Lost it.
3 circles. Like the pen. I understand. Hey, wait. This has the same thing as the newspaper.
Hey.
Oh, this is
Well,
like a cracked
same
this is like a cracked lens.
Yeah.
That's weird.
What an odd thing.
That's
It's
odd.
lightning.
It's lightning again.
It did strike twice.
And to rue the day you came up against Takatsuchi Ouchi in a court of law.
If I can't determine who took this photograph, then the trial is going to come to an end. There must be a clue somewhere. There must be some way of working out who took it.
Well, counsel.
Your Excellency. The burning question is who took that photograph, and the truth is...
I have the answer. Yeah!
Schlep. This isn't about whether I can or can't come up with an answer now. I simply have to. The identity of the person who took this dramatic photographic print is, I assure you, something the defense can and will reveal.
What? No, you can't possibly. But as you so boldly claim that you can, please do enlighten us.
Unfortunately, I'm unable to present a name.
How utterly underwhelming. Did you really believe you could...
However, I am able to present evidence. The defense has a piece of evidence that reveals important details about the photographer's identity.
What?
Very well then, counsel. Present your proof to the court. Which piece of evidence do you claim reveals something about the identity of the mystery photographer? What is that? The newspaper again? Raucous England returnees tell all.
It's not the headline that's relevant here, Your Excellency. It's the photograph. If you look at it closely, you'll notice that there are some white lines on the right-hand side. It is a ghost of some sort.
Ah, yes, indeed. It already caught my eye as that happens.
Spectre. A ghoul. Ha! What of it? A shadow of some kind, presumably, from the branches of a tree or the like.
There are no trees growing inside my laboratory at the university, I can assure you.
Now, if you look closely at this
Take a look at this photograph.
Oops. I'm not laughing, though. I'm quite horrified, actually.
Good gracious. A woman.
Yes, exactly. Exactly the same patterns of lines is present on this photograph, too. A woman?
I'm sorry.
A woman! Well, that tells us nothing. Ha! Yes, it's a shadow of some kind, definitely, from the branches of a tree. Wait!
There wouldn't be any trees growing inside the hut at a beach council.
I've solved the case! It's Space Dandy.
What's quite remarkable about it is that the two patterns are absolutely identical. How could such an extraordinary similarity have transpired?
Curious matching pattern that appears on both photographic prints.
Whoa! Squid Rain! Hello, Squid. Y'all are... We are gaming. Y'all are in the middle of a case of a sequel to an Ace Attorney game. Hello, what's up? How's it going? We're doing funny voices. It's good. It's fun. Hello, Squid.
Gaming.
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 For bungus.
Fortnite gaming.
Fortnite gaming. Also, yeah, I did make the raid sound a jump scare. It's like it's the beginning of the of tablet.
Oh.
ED4 for Chainsaw Man. So it's just a scream. It's a camera defect.
Obviously, it must be due to a problem with the camera used to take the photographs.
With the photographic device.
Yes.
Well, the camera,
We-
dipshit.
He doesn't know that.
We can confidently say that the camera's lens must be scratched, and that the scratched lens causes unwanted lines to appear on every print taken with the device.
In short, the two photographs under consideration here were taken with the same camera.
But
Just
there must be hundreds of such camera devices here in the capital. It would be utterly impossible to identify the owner of this particular one.
think you're forgetting, Prosecutor Ouchie, that one of the photographs featured in a newspaper article.
A newspaper? Ah!
That's right.
That's right, Jay.
That's right. The author of that article is the mystery witness to this crime.
Squid, I'm glad that my David Lynch impression is good enough that it's recognizable instantly. What? Ah!
Where the other two witnesses go.
What? Oh!
I see why you were called the raucous England returnee.
What are you yelling about? You've already testified!
It's many memo, I tell you. Many memo.
Many memo?
Memo.
Mo.
Soseki-san, what was that?
Squid, you gotta link me that.
Did you say many memo?
Ever since I returned to Japan, a reporter from the Shoyu News has been hounding me, following my every move.
Many memo.
A reporter by the name of Raiten Many Memo,
Right in
Yeah.
many memo!
hounding me from dawn till dusk.
Oh, you'd be right.
What good foreshadowing, eh? Like
Yeah.
A character who appears in the background of animation.
Space Dandy! I knew it!
Now that he mentions it.
Oh yeah, we don't gotta read that again.
He's just drawing girls with big boobs.
He's got he's got a stain on his hand!
Nasty boy. Sorry, I didn't read it. I was looking at it.
A camera to the left of him, a notebook to the right. There I am, stuck in the middle with Raiten Many Memo. So you're saying that this picture was taken by Many Memo? Yes, my lord, your excellency, Esquire. Officer, find this newspaper reporter at once and bring him to my courtroom. We will adjourn for a short recess in the meantime.
Oh, yes, Your Excellency.
As you say, Your Excellency.
And one more thing. I want this knife.
Yeah, no
murder
shit.
weapon, examined for traces of poison.
We should have it already, bro!
You will solicit the assistance of the Imperial University's medical department for the task. Understood? That legitimately is how, criminal investigation was done back then. If they didn't have any reason to examine it, they wouldn't examine it.
That's insane to me!
Like, they would. This is the time where they would see like blood splatter, and they'd be like, "Gross." Clean that up, please."
Yeah, wonder what caused that.
Icky yucky. Got a mop in here, stat.